Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Live from Holosulu, this is Queen Helen Abdurrajak. I came back to life to put divine justice in this land of promise into the whole world. Good morning, global Earth. I hope everyone that would be listening today will find the intervention of the divinity. We have suffered so much, but God, Allah, is with us all the time. I have to die to be able to get the divine mandate. I labored day and night, protecting each one of you who believes in this mission. God, Allah, now in command, and King Mamay and Queen Helen are both the instruments to implement divine government and His justice. I must die in order to live, and I survived death to become Queen Elizabeth III. We have ordered to stop the war in Russia and Ukraine. We seek the divine intervention into this. As I lay down that it is because of greed for power, greed for dominion, and slavery of fellow men. Last July 26, 2020, in Davao City, we have the Royal Decree 107. This is the moment that the height of COVID-19 is really in the most dangerous move of the government. We were sprayed in the unit that we were staying with, and yet, because of God, because of Allah's love to us, all of us survived. This is the time that everyone was really at the mercy of the government because of the strict implementation of the COVID-19 health protocol which they have made for the people. It all started when the account of the Queen came out into the open, March 12, 2020. By then, the President of the Philippines immediately made the COVID-19 as their passage to suppress and oppress the entire people of the archipelago. All over the globe, we have been fighting to stop the restriction, open the airlines, open the airport, the seaport, so that everyone could live, could travel without fear. And this is the time and the moment wherein He Himself is manifesting everywhere. And one of those in Kota Kinabalu, Sabah, Malaysia. Know all men by this presence, that all our beloved royal sovereign people of the Royal Imperial Lupisup, Islamic United Kingdom of Sulu and North Borneo, the Pearl of the Orient, the Promised Land, must honor, obey, and follow the holy mandate of the divine authority of the Sovereign Imperial Court of Lupisup Empire, the divine mandate stipulated in the Royal Decree 107, done in July 26, 2020, in Davao City, Philippines. Royal Decree 107, the divine authority. We, the royal sovereign judges of the Royal Imperial Lupisup Islamic United Kingdom of Sulu and North Borneo, Sovereign Imperial Court, Raja Muhammad Qamar Mamay Hassan Abdurrajak, Shariful Sultan Qamar bin Abdul Ghaffar, Jamalul Kiram III, and Queen Maria Makiling, Helen Fatima Nazaria Panulino Abdurrajak, Jusi Mulan bin Raja Baginda Ali Elizabeth III, as handed by the Supreme Divine Creator of all beings, of 7 layers up in the heavens and 7 layers below, in the 7 elders of the entire human race, 777, the divine descendants of the predecessor of Law 101, the creator of the universe and all seen and unseen beings, the author of all divine laws that put divine justice as rooted in His divine truth, that supersedes the human laws, political and military laws of the global nations. We, the chosen, is now implementing the sovereign laws and Sharia laws of the Royal Imperial Lupisup, the dormant superpower empire that was restored in September 9, 2009, as kept and protected by the spiritual elders of the 7 Makdum of the global earth, as governed by the intergalactic power of the universe, harmonized and balanced by the Mother Nature, the Queen of Earth, as governed, the harmonized and balanced by the Mother Nature, the Queen of Heaven and Earth, the Blessed Mother Mary, known as Siti Maryam in Islam, Kuan-Yin in Buddhist, together with the incarnate spirit of the archangels Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, saints and holy men and women, that up to the present protects and guards the 4 corners of the universe, armed by the elements, the 8: water, fire, earth, heaven, wind, thunder, mountain, river, of heavenly power, and the superpower to neutralize the laws of Mother Nature. The supernatural phenomenon that are manifesting this whole month of July 2020, that impelled the sovereign court to execute the royal decree 107 for the ultimate resolution of the global conspiracies of coronavirus, the global financial crisis, and the global climate change environmental imbalance. God is staging his final ultimatum to rectify the evildoers, to stop playing gods, and that there is no one that can fathom the law of the Mother Nature that can lead to severe catastrophe and total devastation of environment and annihilation of human race. Physicists and scientists exhaust their knowledge, but in a split of a second, they ended as the killer of the creation of God. God is redeeming his lineage, and that is our job to do it in accordance to his divine authority. He guides us. He uses us all to find our way back home, the paradise, the promised land, where he has deposited the greatest assets of humanity, the gold, diamond, precious gemstones, precious agri-aqua minerals, gas, oil, deuterium, pearls, and among others, protected by the enchanted that are valuable in the foundation of the global earth and the universal atmosphere that secure the entire planet. We are the chosen few to lead this redemption, the unfinished divine mission of Jesus Christ, Prophet Muhammad, and the Incan spirit of Jose P. Rizal, Ferdinand Itrelin Marcos, and Jamalul Kiram II. Two, the biblical Quran historical background. As the supreme head, we, the royal couple of the new restored royal empire of the East, where the golden sun and the diamond stars appear at night, the pearl of the Orient that had been promised by our forefathers, that one day the woman shall be reborn to crush and stepped on the head of the serpent that tempted Adam and Eve to eat the fruit of the forbidden tree, the first punishment given by God to humanity due to lie and deception. And this is the divine and resolved curse, the unfinished mission of Prophet Muhammad and Jesus, to bring back every soul to the one God, Allah. This is the hard truth of where our lineage directly descended, and upon our rebirth would end the first original sin committed by the first half divine and half human parent in the human race. We can never transcend to divine government without lifting this curse, and our role is to humbly beg our Creator to redeem us and to return to paradise, promised land. Eve and Adam were banished from the paradise, yet shall face again the Creator as the ultimate redemption and seek the divine forgiveness of the Almighty God, Yahweh, Allah, Buddha, into whatever names he shall be, as revered and respected by anyone who believes in him. We are the chosen to lead back to God, to the one and only Creator. Redemption is first and foremost because of lion deception we got cursed. We must redeem our lost human dignity and integrity as created by him in accordance to his image and likeness. Adam and Eve made the disobedience that led to the human pain and suffering of greed for power and contesting of love and care of the divine parent. As such, this curse originated in the paradise, wherein no pain, no suffering, no greed, but only love and respect and harmony with the Creator, the love and joy that we seek for. It is our birth that we inherited such pain, turmoil, tribulations, and extreme greed for something that is innate to human being. We are just lucky. We are guided and prepared for our ancient ancestors to act and lived in accordance to his divine teachings. After Adam and Eve were vanished from the Garden of Eden, and since then God has allowed the dominion of the serpent to play his evil trick and rule. And yet God Allah made the greatest gift of all, freedom, the gift that every one of us, and that is deeply embedded in our soul, which is governed by our conscience, the guiding principle of our existence, the choice between right or wrong. This is the inner chamber of a heart that protects us from the temptation of the serpent that served the dark angel Lucifer, that defied the divine truth and assumed us the god of the dark side, the god of the greedy people and murderers, oppressors and suppressors of the freedom to live, to peace and harmony, to speak, to religion, to choose. And they became the little gods that rule above the divine law. They are the men and women with no contentment and filled with jealousy and evil desires to inflict pain and suffering to fellow men and women. This is carried from generation to generation, as written in the book of Genesis 4:1-16. Out of jealousy, Cain murdered his own brother Abel because his offering was accepted by God. The offshoot of the jealousy of Cain to Abel from the first direct lineage of Adam and Eve is carried by every one of us. No one has ever fulfilled the divine mission because of sting of greed and jealousy. Generations after generations of God waited and waited for that love and gratitude from his creation. The chosen was always at the mercy of the little gods, the pharaohs that put death to Jesus Christ. The arrogant religious leaders are still the entity who suppressed and oppressed the poor, the weak, the illiterate ones. In all the nations on earth, they have made the pattern of using the biblical or Quran account to mindset the people's mind, from Judaism to Christianity, to Taoism to Islam, to Hinduism to the many created religions as a means to control, a greed for power and money. Religion became a business and the source of ironical loss and challenges the real existence of who is the creator over his creation. These evil religious leaders command for a kill by conspiracy with the blood of Cain. We, the sovereign judges of the Lupasug Empire, came out as designed by the Creator, the queen from the lineage of Isaac to the house of David, of Mama Mary, of Jesus, and the king is from the lineage of Ismael. Because of religious doctrines, these two lineages became the greatest contestation of faith and belief in the eyes of God. The fight for supremacy, Christianity versus Islam. This is our pain, our suffering, our battle of life and death, because there is no way of escape, no way of refusing the will of God. Our obedience and destiny is to fix the 5 major concerns of the divine heritage disputes of our ancient ancestors. 1. The disobedience of Adam and Eve and were banished from the Garden of Eden. 2. The crime committed by Cain in murdering Abel. 3. The legitimacy of Ismael over Isaac. 4. The battle of supremacy of Prophet Muhammad, blood and Jesus Christ's blood, the unresolved. 4th, issues that we, the final designees to carry the redemption of the blood of Jesus and the blood of Muhammad, in the lifting of the curse of our first parent Adam and Eve, by putting peace and justice of Abel, and rectifying the blood of Cain, that carried the lies and deceptions, greed and jealousy. Supremacy among religions is fixed by the divine mandate, as we are the restorer of the kingdoms destroyed by Miswari and Tun Mustafa, the Lupasug, the Sultanate of Sulu and North Borneo, Sultanate of Maguindanao, Sultanate of Lanao, and the Sultanate of Sabah, and the resolver of the global financial crisis, global climate change, by guarding the oil, gas, and deuterium veins, conspiracies of World Health Organization, the programs by depopulation through coronavirus, shall be dealt by forceful of the divine and human law. And this is the primary reason our brother, another chosen to the divine task as the heir and successors, the anointed son of the royal clan, the dragon of China, and the appointed of the Federal Republic of the Philippines by the Sovereign Court of the Royal Imperial Lupasug, Islamic United Kingdom of Sulu in North Borneo. The Imperial China and the Imperial Japan must help in the divine mission to help lift the course of gold and proceed to the redemption process. In this divine mission, the royal family first heritage lineage is directly with God. And the greatest divine challenge is the divine hierarchy that even royal family in all area of responsibility is direct with the divine creator. Therefore, divine destiny shall defeat the serpent who serves the dark angel Lucifer